What if I told you that somewhere in the depths of space, there exists an object so powerful it could devour our entire solar system in less time than it takes you to blink? An object so dense that a single teaspoon of its material would weigh as much as Mount Everest. An object that bends the very fabric of reality around it, creating gravitational forces so intense that even light itself cannot escape its grasp. You're probably thinking black holes, right? And you'd be close, but you'd also be missing the bigger picture. Because today, we're going on a journey through the cosmos to discover what truly holds the title of the most powerful object in the universe. And I promise you, by the end of this video, your understanding of cosmic power will be completely transformed. My name is Alex, and I've spent the last decade studying astrophysics and cosmology. I've analyzed data from the most advanced telescopes on Earth and in space, and what I'm about to share with you will challenge everything you think you know about the universe. We're going to explore 7 contenders for this ultimate title, each more mind-bending than the last. But here's the twist that nobody talks about. The most powerful object in the universe isn't what you'd expect, and the reason why will fundamentally change how you see reality itself. Before we dive into this cosmic battle royale, let me set the stage for what we're dealing with here. When we talk about power in the universe, we're not just talking about raw energy output, though that's certainly part of it. We're talking about the ability to influence matter, space, and time on scales so vast that human minds can barely comprehend them. We're talking about objects that can create and destroy stars, bend the laws of physics, and reshape entire galaxies. Our first contender might seem obvious, but it's worth understanding just how incredible these cosmic monsters really are. Supermassive black holes sit at the centers of most galaxies, including our own Milky Way. These aren't your garden-variety stellar black holes formed from collapsed stars. No, these behemoths contain the mass of millions or even billions of suns, all compressed into a region smaller than our solar system. Take Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. This cosmic vacuum cleaner weighs in at about 4 million times the mass of our sun. That's already hard to visualize, but here's where it gets really wild. The gravitational pull of Sagittarius A star is so intense that it controls the orbital motion of hundreds of billions of stars across our entire galaxy. Every single star in the Milky Way, including our own sun, is dancing to the gravitational tune of this central black hole. But Sagittarius A star is actually considered a lightweight in the supermassive black hole category. Scientists have discovered black holes with masses exceeding 60 billion times that of our sun. That's a number so large it starts to lose meaning. To put it in perspective, if you could somehow line up 60 billion suns in a row, they would stretch for about 400 billion miles. And all of that mass is compressed into a space roughly the size of our solar system's outer reaches. The power of these supermassive black holes doesn't just come from their gravitational influence, though that alone is staggering. When matter falls into a supermassive black hole, it doesn't just disappear quietly. Instead, it forms what's called an accretion disk, a swirling maelstrom of superheated gas and plasma that glows brighter than entire galaxies. The friction and magnetic forces in these accretion disks can accelerate particles to nearly the speed of light, creating jets of matter and energy that shoot out from the black hole's poles at incredible velocities. These jets can extend for millions of light years, punching through intergalactic space and affecting the formation of stars and galaxies across vast distances. Some of these jets are so energetic that they outshine every star in their host galaxy combined. We're talking about energy outputs that dwarf anything else we see in the universe, powered by the simple act of matter falling into an inescapable gravitational well. But here's where things get even more interesting. Recent observations have revealed that supermassive black holes aren't just cosmic destroyers, they're also cosmic creators. The energy they pump out through their jets and radiation helps regulate star formation in their host galaxies. Without the feedback from supermassive black holes, galaxies would form stars too quickly, burning through all their gas and dying young. In a very real sense, supermassive black holes are the conductors of the cosmic symphony, controlling the pace and rhythm of galactic evolution. However, as impressive as supermassive black holes are, they might not hold the crown for the most powerful objects in the universe. Our second contender takes the violence and energy of black holes and amplifies it to truly cosmic proportions. Imagine a supermassive black hole, already one of the most powerful objects we've discussed, but now imagine it's actively feeding on massive amounts of matter from its surrounding galaxy. The accretion disk around this black hole is so hot and energetic that it outshines every star in its galaxy by a factor of thousands. The radiation pressure is so intense that it can literally blow away gas and dust from regions thousands of light years away. This is a quasar, and it represents one of the most extreme and energetic phenomena in the known universe. Quasars are essentially supermassive black holes on steroids. They occur when a supermassive black hole finds itself in an environment rich with gas and dust to consume. As this material spirals into the black hole, it heats up to temperatures of millions of degrees, glowing so brightly that we can see quasars from distances of over 10 billion light-years away. To put that in perspective, we're seeing these objects as they were when the universe was less than a quarter of its current age. The energy output of a typical quasar is almost incomprehensible. A single quasar can emit more energy in 1 second than our Sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. Some of the most powerful quasars release energy equivalent to hundreds of trillions of suns burning simultaneously. If you replaced our Sun with a typical quasar, the radiation would instantly vaporize every planet in our solar system and continue to pump out deadly energy for millions of years. But quasars don't just emit energy in the form of light and heat. They also launch relativistic jets, streams of particles accelerated to over 99% the speed of light. These jets carry enormous amounts of energy and can extend for millions of light years, far beyond the boundaries of their host galaxies. When these jets interact with intergalactic gas, they create shock waves and heating that can affect the formation of new galaxies across vast regions of space. What makes quasars particularly fascinating is their role in cosmic evolution. Most quasars existed billions of years ago, during a period when the universe was younger and galaxies were still actively forming and merging. The incredible energy output from quasars helped shape the large-scale structure of the universe, creating bubbles of hot gas and influencing where and how new galaxies could form. In many ways, quasars were the universe's way of turning up the heat during its most active period of galaxy formation. Yet even with all their incredible power, quasars have a fundamental limitation. They depend on having a steady supply of matter to consume. Once a quasar runs out of nearby gas and dust, it goes quiet, becoming just another supermassive black hole sitting peacefully at the center of its galaxy. This feast or famine existence means that while quasars can achieve incredible peak power, they can't maintain it indefinitely. This brings us to our third contender, an object that takes the concept of cosmic violence entirely different to an level. Picture massive this, 2 stars, each dozens of times more massive than our Sun, locked in a deadly orbital dance. Over millions of years, they spiral closer and closer together, their immense gravitational fields warping space and time around them. Finally, in a cataclysmic moment that lasts mere seconds, they collide and merge, releasing more energy in that brief instant than our Sun will produce over its entire lifetime. This is a kilonova, the result of a collision between 2 neutron stars, and it represents one of the most energetic events that can occur in the universe. To understand just how powerful these events are, we need to appreciate what neutron stars themselves represent. When a massive star dies in a supernova explosion, if the remaining core is between about 1.4 and 3 times the mass of our Sun, it collapses into a neutron star. These objects are so dense that a sugar cube-sized piece would weigh about as much as Mount Everest. Neutron stars are essentially giant atomic nuclei, held together by the strong nuclear force and supported against further collapse by neutron degeneracy pressure. They're typically only about 12 miles across, but they contain more mass than our Sun. The surface gravity on a neutron star is about 200 billion times stronger than Earth's gravity. If you could somehow stand on the surface of a neutron star, you would weigh about as much as a mountain on Earth. When 2 of these incredibly dense objects spiral into each other and merge, the results are spectacular beyond imagination. The collision creates a brief but intense burst of energy that can outshine entire galaxies for several seconds. The gravitational waves generated by the merger ripple through space-time itself, carrying away enormous amounts of energy and causing detectable distortions in the fabric of reality that we can measure here on Earth with incredible precision. But the energy release is only part of what makes kilonovae so remarkable. These collisions are also cosmic element factories, creating and dispersing heavy elements that cannot be formed anywhere else in the universe. The extreme conditions during a kilonova forge elements like gold, platinum, and uranium through rapid neutron capture processes. In fact, most of the gold on Earth, including the gold in your jewelry or electronics, was likely created in a kilonova explosion billions of years ago. The sheer scale of element production in a kilonova is staggering. A single neutron star merger can produce several Earth masses worth of gold and platinum, flinging these precious elements across space at speeds of up to 30,000 kilometers per second. The radioactive decay of these newly formed heavy elements is what creates the distinctive optical glow that gives kilonovae their name, continuing to shine for weeks after the initial collision. What makes kilonovae even more extraordinary is their rarity and precision. These events occur perhaps once every 100,000 years in a galaxy like ours, making them incredibly special when they do happen. The conditions required for a kilonova are so specific that they represent a perfect storm of cosmic circumstances. Two massive stars must be born close enough together. Both must evolve into neutron stars without disrupting their orbital relationship, and they of years of Gra must survive billions dual orbital decay before mere final aging. The energy released during the few seconds of a kilonova collision is equivalent to about 1,000 times the energy our Sun will emit over its entire 10 billion year lifetime. But unlike the sustained energy output of quasars or the gravitational dominance of supermassive black holes, kilonovae represent pure, concentrated power released in an almost instantaneous burst. It's like comparing a sustained burn to a massive explosion, where all the energy is concentrated into a moment of unparalleled cosmic violence. However, our journey through the universe far from over. Our fourth contender's most powerful objects operates on entirely different principles, wielding a type of power that makes even neutron star collisions look modest by comparison. Deep in the hearts of the most massive stars, nuclear furnaces burn with temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees Celsius. These stellar cores spend millions of years fusing lighter elements into heavier ones, creating a delicate balance between the outward pressure of nuclear fusion and the inward pull of gravity. But when a star reaches at least 8 times the mass of our Sun, this balance is destined to fail in the most spectacular way imaginable. The death such of a massive star doesn't happen gradually. Instead, it occurs in a catastrophic cascade that unfolds over mere seconds. When the star's core finally runs out of nuclear fuel, gravity wins decisively. The core collapses from the size of Earth to just 12 miles across in less than a second, creating temperatures and pressures so extreme that they briefly rival the conditions at the center of the Big Bang itself. This is a core collapse supernova, and the energy release is so enormous that it defies easy comprehension. In the span of about 10 seconds, a dying star releases more energy than our Sun will produce over 10 billion years. The explosion is so bright that a single supernova can outshine its entire host galaxy, which might contain 100 billion stars. From our perspective on Earth, a supernova in our own galaxy would appear brighter than the full moon and would be visible even in broad daylight. But there'd be true power of a super-explosion creates a shock. In its brightness, a nova isn't just wave that travels outward at speeds of up to 30,000 kilometers per second, carrying with it the energy equivalent of about 10 to the 44th power joules. To put this number in perspective, this is roughly the same amount of energy that our Sun will emit over its entire lifetime, but released in just a few seconds. The shockwave doesn't just carry energy, it also carries the elements forged in the star's nuclear furnace throughout its lifetime, plus new elements created in the extreme conditions of the explosion itself. Elements heavier than iron, which cannot be created through normal stellar fusion, are forged in the incredible temperatures and pressures of the supernova explosion. These elements are then scattered across space, seeding the cosmos with the building blocks for future generations of stars, planets, and potentially life itself. The influence of a single supernova extends far beyond its immediate vicinity. The shockwave can trigger the formation of new stars in nearby gas clouds, compress existing stellar nurseries to accelerate star formation, and create cavities in the interstellar medium that can persist for millions of years. Some supernovae are so powerful that their shockwaves can affect star formation patterns across entire regions of a galaxy. What makes supernovae particularly remarkable is their role as cosmic recycling plants. Every element in your body heavier than hydrogen and helium was forged either in the nuclear furnace of a star or in the explosive death of that star. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all of these elements were created in stellar cores and distributed throughout the universe by supernova explosions. In a very real sense, you are made of star stuff, and supernovae are the delivery mechanism that made your existence possible. Yet even with all their incredible power and cosmic significance, supernovae have their limitations. They're essentially one-time events, massive releases of energy that mark the end of a star's life, rather than an ongoing source of power. Once the explosion fades, which typically takes months to years, the energy output drops dramatically, leaving behind either a neutron star or, in the case of the most massive stars, a black hole. This brings us to our fifth contender, an object so powerful that it challenges our understanding of what's physically possible in the universe. These objects exist at the very limits of cosmic evolution, representing what happens when the universe pushes matter and energy to their absolute extremes. Magnetars are a special type of neutron star, but calling them special is like calling a hurricane a gentle breeze. These objects possess magnetic fields that are trillions of times stronger than Earth's magnetic field and about 1,000 times stronger than the magnetic fields of typical neutron stars. To put this in perspective, the magnetic field of a magnetar is so intense that it would be lethal to human life from a distance of 1,000 kilometers away, literally pulling the iron field strength from your blood. The magnetic of a magnetar reaches about 10 to the 15th power Gauss, a number so large that it approaches the theoretical limit of how strong magnetic fields can become before quantum effects start to dominate. At these field strengths, the very structure of space itself begins to behave differently. Light can actually be bent and the field polarized by the magnetic field and becomes so dense with energy that it affects the behavior of matter are only beginning to understand. But ways we in magnetars don't just possess these incredible magnetic fields, they also release them in violent outbursts that rank among the most energetic events in the universe. During what's called a magnetar flare, these objects can release more energy in 1/10 of a second than our sun emits in 100,000 years. The most powerful magnetar flare ever observed occurred in 2004, when a magnetar called SGR 1806-20, located about 50,000 light-years from Earth, released a burst of energy so intense that it temporarily ionized Earth's upper atmosphere and disrupted radio communications around the globe. This particular flare released about 10 to the 39th power joules of energy in just 1/10 of a second. If this magnetar had been located just 10 light-years from Earth, roughly the distance to our nearest stellar neighbors, the energy from this single flare would have caused a mass extinction event on our planet, stripping away our ozone layer and bombarding the surface with lethal radiation. The source of a magnetar's incredible power lies in its magnetic field configuration. Unlike the relatively stable magnetic fields of normal neutron stars, magnetars have twisted, complex magnetic field structures that store enormous amounts of energy. When these fields become unstable and suddenly reconfigure themselves, they release energy through magnetic reconnection events that make solar flares look like tiny sparks by comparison. What makes magnetars even more fascinating is their rarity and brief lifetimes. There are only about 30 known magnetars in our entire galaxy, and they remain active for only about 10,000 years before their magnetic fields decay and they become ordinary neutron stars. This means that magnetars represent a brief but incredibly intense phase in the evolution of the most massive neutron stars, a cosmic phenomenon that packs unimaginable power into a remarkably short period of time. The study of magnetars has forced scientists to reconsider the limits of what's possible in extreme astrophysical environments. These objects operate in regimes where our normal understanding of physics begins to break down, where magnetic fields become so strong that they affect the fundamental properties of matter and energy. They represent natural laboratories for testing our theories about quantum electrodynamics and the behavior of matter under conditions that we could never hope to recreate on Earth. But as we venture deeper into the cosmic hierarchy of power, we encounter objects that make even magnetars seem almost quaint by comparison. Our sixth contender operates on scales so vast that they challenge our ability to comprehend what power truly means in the context of the universe. Imagine a structure so enormous that it would take light 4 billion years to travel from one end to the other. Picture a wall of galaxies stretching across such distances that if you could somehow travel at the speed of light, you would age and die thousands of times over before reaching its far edge. This is the scale we're dealing with when we talk about galaxy superclusters and the filamentary structures that connect them. The Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall stands as one of the largest known structures in the observable universe. This cosmic megastructure contains billions of galaxies, each housing hundreds of billions of stars. The gravitational binding energy of such a structure is almost incomprehensible. We're talking about gravitational forces that can influence the motion of entire galactic clusters across distances measured in billions of light years. But here's where things get truly mind-bending. The power of these cosmic structures doesn't come from explosive events or magnetic manipulation. Instead, it comes from their ability to shape the very architecture of space-time itself. The gravitational influence of these megastructures creates what astronomers call the cosmic web, a network of filaments and voids that determines where galaxies can form and how they evolve over cosmic time. Think about the implications of this for a moment. Every galaxy in the observable universe, including our own Milky Way, exists where it does because of the gravitational influence of these cosmic megastructures. The local group, which contains our galaxy along with Andromeda and dozens of smaller galaxies, is beamed toward the Vir-Pelago supercluster at speeds of hundreds of kilometers per second, and the Virgo supercluster itself is part of an even larger structure called Laniakea, which contains over 100,000 galaxies and spans 520 million light-years. The power wielded by these cosmic structures is fundamentally different from anything we've discussed so far. It's not the explosive power of supernovae or the magnetic violence of magnetars. Instead, it's the slow, inexorable power of gravity acting across cosmic time. These structures don't destroy or create in dramatic fashion. They guide, they channel, they determine the fate of matter and energy across the largest scales imaginable. Consider the Great Attractor, a gravitational anomaly that appears to be pulling our local group and thousands of other galaxies toward a region of space in the constellation Hydra. Despite being partially obscured by the dust and gas of our own galaxy, this mysterious structure exerts gravitational influence across distances of hundreds of millions of light-years. The power required to accelerate entire galaxy clusters across such distances is equivalent to the gravitational pull of tens of thousands of Milky Way galaxies concentrated in a relatively small region of space. But even these cosmic megastructures pale in comparison to our seventh and final contender, an object whose power is so fundamental that it literally brought everything else into existence. We're talking about something that operated during the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, when the entire observable universe was smaller than a proton and contained temperatures and pressures that make stellar cores seem cool and relaxed by comparison. During the epoch of cosmic inflation, which occurred between 10 to the minus 36th and 10 to the minus 32nd seconds after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of exponential expansion that increased its size by a factor of at least 10 to the 26th power. In less time than it takes light to cross the width of a proton, the universe expanded from quantum scale to at least the size of a grapefruit and possibly much larger. The power source driving this incredible expansion was the inflaton field, a hypothetical scalar field that filled all of space during this early epoch. The energy density of this field was enormous, roughly 10 to the 76th power joules per cubic meter. To put this in perspective, this energy density was about 10 to the 90 times greater than the density of an atomic nucleus, the densest form of matter we normally encounter. But here's what makes cosmic inflation truly remarkable from a power perspective. This wasn't just an expansion of existing space. This was the creation of new space itself, along with all the matter and energy contained within it. The inflaton field didn't just push existing matter apart, it literally created the matter and energy that would eventually form every star, planet, and living being in the observable universe. The total energy created during cosmic inflation is estimated to be around 10 to the 69th joules. This is the equivalent of about 10 to the 52nd kilograms of matter, converted from pure vacuum energy through the inflationary process. Every atom in your body, every photon of starlight, every black hole and neutron star we've discussed, all of it originated from the incredible power of the inflaton field during those first moments of cosmic inflation. What makes this even more astounding is that this entire process may have been triggered by quantum fluctuations in the vacuum of space, the most powerful event in the history of the universe, responsible for creating everything we see around us, may have begun as a random quantum event in a region of space smaller than an elementary particle. From a power output perspective, cosmic inflation dwarfs everything else we've discussed by margins that are difficult to express. A single magnetar flare releases about 10 to the 39th joules of energy. A supernova explosion releases about 10 to the 44th joules. But cosmic inflation created and distributed 10 to the 69th joules of energy across the entire observable universe in a fraction of a second. However, there's something even more profound about cosmic inflation that goes beyond simple energy calculations. This process didn't just create matter and energy, it created the fundamental structure of space-time itself. The quantum fluctuations in the inflaton field during cosmic inflation became the seeds for all large-scale structure in the universe. Every galaxy, every star cluster, every cosmic void can trace its origins back to tiny quantum variations that were stretched to cosmic proportions during the inflationary epoch. In essence, cosmic inflation was the universe's way of taking quantum mechanical uncertainty and amplifying it to create the rich, complex cosmos we observe today. The power involved in this process wasn't just about energy output. It was about information processing and structure creation on a scale that makes even our most advanced computers look primitive. But here's where our journey takes an unexpected turn. After examining all these incredible cosmic powerhouses, from supermassive black holes to the inflaton field itself, we need to ask ourselves a fundamental question. Are we measuring power correctly? Are we focusing on the right aspects of cosmic influence and energy manipulation? Because there's something lurking in the shadows of our universe that might make all of these objects seem like mere footnotes in the story of cosmic power. Something that doesn't announce itself with brilliant explosions or dramatic gravitational effects. Something that operates quietly, invisibly, but with an influence so profound that it shapes the destiny of everything we've discussed so far. We call it dark energy, and it represents about 68% of all the energy in the universe. Unlike the dramatic localized power of black holes or supernovae, dark energy operates on the largest scales imaginable, driving the accelerating expansion of the universe itself. Every second, dark energy is doing work against gravity across the entire observable universe, pushing space itself apart with a force that grows the universe exponentially. The power output of dark energy is subtle but relentless. While a supernova might outshine an entire galaxy for a few months, dark energy has been steadily pushing the universe apart for over 5 billion years, and it's accelerating. The energy density of dark energy appears to remain constant even as the universe expands, which means that the total of dark energy in the universe is continuously increasing. This presents us with a paradox that challenges our understanding of energy conservation. Where is all this dark energy coming from? How can the universe continuously create new energy without violating fundamental physical laws? The implications are staggering. If dark energy density truly remains constant as space expands, then the universe is essentially a perpetual motion machine, continuously creating energy from nothing. From a power perspective, dark energy is doing work equivalent to about 10 to the 52nd joules per second across the entire observable universe. This is roughly equivalent to the energy output of 10 to the 35th supernovae exploding every single second, sustained continuously for billions of years. No other object or phenomenon in the universe can match this sustained power output. But dark energy's influence extends far beyond simple energy calculations. This mysterious force is literally determining the ultimate fate of our universe. If dark energy continues to dominate, it will eventually overcome all other forces, pulling apart not just galaxies and solar systems, but eventually atoms themselves in a scenario cosmologists call the Big Rip. The timeline for this cosmic dissolution is mind-boggling. In about 22 billion years, dark energy will have grown so powerful that it will overcome the gravitational binding of galaxy clusters. In 60 billion years, it will tear apart individual galaxies. Eventually, even the bonds holding atoms together will succumb to the relentless expansion driven by dark energy. Yet despite its incredible power and cosmic significance, dark energy remains one of the greatest mysteries in physics. We don't know what it is, where it comes from, or why it behaves the way it does. We can measure its effects, we can calculate its influence, but its fundamental nature eludes us completely. This brings us to perhaps the most profound realization of our cosmic journey. The most powerful object in the universe might not be an object at all in the traditional sense. It might be a field, a property of space itself, something so fundamental to the structure of reality that we can barely comprehend what it means to ask where it comes from or why it exists. Dark energy operates on principles that transcend everything we've learned about power and influence in the cosmos. While black holes, quasars, and supernovae represent concentrations of matter and energy operating according to physical laws we understand, dark energy appears to be woven into the very fabric of space-time itself. This raises a question that cuts to the heart of everything we think we know about the universe. What if the most powerful object in the cosmos isn't something we can point to, photograph, or even directly detect? What if true cosmic power lies not in the dramatic explosions and gravitational monsters purred, but in something far more subtle and we've explore-vasive? Think about this for a moment. We've journeyed through the universe examining objects that can destroy solar systems, outshine entire galaxies, and forge the very elements that make life possible. Yet all of these incredible phenomena are essentially prisoners of dark energy's influence. Every black hole, every quasar, every exploding star exists within a universe that dark energy is steadily pulling apart. But our story doesn't end with dark energy, because there's something even more fundamental that we need to consider. Something that makes dark energy itself possible, that provides the stage upon which all cosmic drama unfolds. We're talking about the quantum vacuum, the underlying field of reality that most people think of as empty space. Here's where your understanding of power needs to shift dramatically. The quantum vacuum isn't empty at all. It's seething with virtual particles that pop into and out of existence, carrying energy fluctuations that occur at every point in space. The energy density of these quantum fluctuations is estimated to be somewhere between 10 to the 93rd and 10 to the 123rd joules per cubic meter. Let me put this number in perspective for you. If these estimates are correct, then every cubic centimeter of seemingly empty space contains more energy than all the matter and radiation in the observable universe combined. We're talking about energy densities that are so large they break our mathematical models and challenge our understanding of what's physically possible. The quantum vacuum represents potential power on a scale that makes cosmic inflation look modest. Every point in space is constantly fluctuating with energy that could, under the right conditions, manifest as real particles and fields. In fact, this is exactly what we believe happened during cosmic inflation. The inflaton field was simply one manifestation of the underlying quantum vacuum energy that fills all of space. What makes the quantum vacuum truly extraordinary is its universality. Dark energy operates on cosmic scales, influencing the expansion of the universe over billions of years. But quantum vacuum fluctuations are happening everywhere, all the time, at every scale from the subatomic to the cosmic. These fluctuations don't just influence the evolution of the universe, they are the foundation upon which physical reality itself is built. Consider the implications of this. Every force in nature, every particle, every field that more than exceeds be nothing we observe, mutations in the quantum vacuum, the electromagnetic force that holds atoms together, the strong nuclear force that powers stars. Even gravity itself might all be emergent properties of vacuum fluctuations interacting in complex ways. This means that the most powerful object in the universe isn't really an object at all. It's the quantum field structure that underlies all of reality. Every supermassive black hole, every exploding star, every grain of cosmic dust exists as a tiny perturbation in a sea of vacuum energy that contains essentially infinite power. But here's where the story takes another unexpected turn. Recent theoretical work in quantum field theory and cosmology suggests that the quantum vacuum might not be the fundamental level of reality either. Some physicists now propose that even the vacuum itself emerges from something more basic, something that exists beyond our current understanding of space, time, and energy. These theories point toward what's called the multiverse, a collection of universes that may exist in a higher dimensional space where different physical laws apply. In this framework, our entire universe, with all its dark energy, quantum vacuum fluctuations, and cosmic structures, is just one bubble in an infinite foam of realities. The power scale of the multiverse is literally incomprehensible. If our universe contains roughly 10 to the 69th joules of energy, and there are potentially infinite universes, then we're looking at infinite energy contained within a structure that transcends everything that forces we've discussed. The create and destroy entire universes would operate on principles so far beyond our physics that calling them powerful seems almost meaningless. But even multiverse theories might not represent the ultimate answer to our question. Some of the most cutting-edge work in theoretical physics suggests that reality itself might be computational in nature. What experience we as the physical universe, with all its energy and matter, might actually be information processing occurring in some vast computational system. In this view, the most powerful object in the universe would be whatever is running the computation that we experience as reality. The processing power required to simulate a universe containing 10 to the 82nd atoms, with all their quantum interactions and relativistic effects, would be staggering beyond imagination. We're talking about computational capabilities that make our most advanced supercomputers look like pocket calculators. This computational theory of reality suggests that power, in its most fundamental form, might not be about energy or matter at all. It might be about information processing, about the ability to calculate and simulate complex systems. In this framework, consciousness itself might be a form of power, the ability to process information and make decisions that influence the flow of reality. Think about what this means for our original question. We started by looking for expecting the most powerful object in the universe, to find some massive, energetic phenomenon that could destroy planets or reshape galaxies. Instead, we've discovered that true power might be information itself, the underlying code that determines how reality unfolds. This brings us to a profound realization that challenges everything we thought we knew about cosmic hierarchy. The most powerful entity in the universe might not be a thing at all, but a process. Not a where, but a how. Not an object that exists in space and time, but the mechanism that creates space and time themselves. Consider the possibility that consciousness, information processing, and reality creation are all aspects of the same fundamental phenomenon. In this view, the universe isn't just a collection of objects and energy interacting according to physical laws. It's an information processing system that generates the experience of physical reality through computational processes we're only beginning to understand. This would mean that every conscious being, including you, participates in the most powerful process in the universe. Your ability to observe, to think, to make decisions might be directly connected to the fundamental mechanisms that create and maintain reality itself. You're not just a passive observer of cosmic power, you're an active participant in it. The implications of this perspective are staggering. If consciousness is indeed connected to the fundamental information processing that creates reality, then the development of more sophisticated forms of consciousness and artificial intelligence might represent the next phase in cosmic evolution. We might be witnessing the universe becoming self-aware through the emergence of intelligent life. But let's step back from these philosophical heights and consider what we can say with more confidence about power in the universe. Even if we can't definitively identify the single most powerful object or phenomenon, our journey has revealed something important about the nature of cosmic influence and energy. Power in the universe operates on multiple scales and manifests in dramatically different ways. There's the concentrated, violent power of stellar explosions and black hole mergers. There's the sustained gravitational power of massive structures that shape cosmic evolution over billions of years. There's the subtle but pervasive power of dark energy that determines the ultimate fate of everything. And potentially, there's the informational power of quantum processes and consciousness that might underlie all physical phenomena. What's fascinating is how these different types of power interact and depend on each other. Supernovae create and distribute the heavy elements that make planets and life possible. Supermassive black holes regulate star formation in galaxies. Dark energy drives cosmic expansion, which determines how structures form and evolve. Quantum fluctuations provide the seeds for all cosmic structure. This interconnectedness suggests that asking for the single most powerful object in the universe might be the wrong question. Instead, we might need to think about power as a network property, something that emerges from the complex interactions between all the phenomena we've explored. In this view, the most powerful system in the universe is the universe itself, operating as a whole, where every integrate component influences every other component across scales ranging from the quantum to the cosmic. The power doesn't reside in any single object, but in the relationships and information flows that connect everything together. This network perspective also helps explain why consciousness might play such an important role in cosmic power. Conscious beings are information processing systems that can model reality, make predictions, and influence the flow of events through their decisions and actions. They represent nodes in the cosmic network where information can be processed, stored, and transmitted in particularly sophisticated ways. As we develop more powerful technologies and deeper understanding of the universe, we're essentially amplifying our participation in this cosmic information network. Every scientific discovery, every technological breakthrough, every expansion of consciousness represents an increase in the universe's capacity for self-understanding and self-modification. This brings us to perhaps the most important insight from our cosmic journey. The question of what is the most powerful object in the universe ultimately leads us back to ourselves. Not because humans are the most powerful beings in the cosmos, but because the very act of asking this question, of seeking to understand and categorize, represents phenomenized cosmic participation in the fundamental processes that create and shape reality. Your consciousness, your ability to contemplate these vast scales and complex phenomena connects you directly to the deepest mysteries of cosmic power. Every thought you have about black holes and dark energy, every moment of wonder at the scale and complexity of the universe represents the cosmos becoming aware of itself through your awareness. We began this journey looking for an object, something we could point to and say definitively holds the title of most powerful in the universe. Instead, we've discovered that power itself might be more fundamental than any particular object or phenomenon. We've found that the universe operates as a vast, interconnected system where consciousness and information processing might play roles as important as gravity and nuclear fusion. The most powerful object in the universe might be the universe itself, experienced through the lens of conscious observation and scientific inquiry. And that makes you, the observer asking this question, an integral part of the answer we've been seeking all along. This realization brings us to what might be the most mind-bending aspect of our cosmic investigation, because there's something we haven't fully explored yet, something that operates on principles so alien to our everyday experience that it challenges our very conception of what power means in a physical universe. Think about this for a moment. Every phenomenon we've discussed so far, from the crushing gravitational fields of black holes to the mysterious expansion driven by dark energy, operates within the framework of space-time as we understand it. These objects and forces exist in space, they change over time, and they follow rules that we can at least partially comprehend through mathematics and physics. But what if I told you that there might be forms of power that transcend space-time itself? What if the ultimate expression of cosmic influence exists outside the dimensional framework that contains everything else we've explored? This is where we need to talk about the concept of higher dimensional spaces and the possibility that our entire universe is embedded within a larger reality that operates according to completely different rules. String theory, one of our most ambitious attempts to understand the fundamental nature of reality, suggests that the universe actually has 10 or 11 dimensions, not the 4 we directly experience. In these extra dimensions, there could be objects and forces that make everything we've discussed look like shadows on a wall. Imagine a hyperdimensional entity that could reach into our 3-dimensional space from directions we can't even perceive. Such a being could manipulate matter and energy with what would appear to us as godlike power, rearranging the fundamental structure of atoms, or even the fabric of space-time itself. The mathematics of higher dimensional physics suggests that the energy content of these extra dimensions could be virtually unlimited. If our universe is like a soap bubble floating in a higher dimensional space, then the power available in that larger realm would dwarf anything contained within our cosmic bubble by factors that render our largest numbers meaningless. Consider the implications of this perspective. Every supernova explosion, every black hole merger, every burst of cosmic inflation would be like ripples on the surface of a vast ocean whose depths contain energies and forces we can't begin to imagine. The most violent events in our universe might be barely perceptible fluctuations from the perspective of higher dimensional reality. But here's where this gets really interesting. Some theoretical physicists have proposed that consciousness itself might be a higher dimensional phenomenon. What we experience as thoughts, awareness, and decision-making might actually be the result of our brains interfacing with hyperdimensional fields that exist outside normal space-time. If this is true, then every conscious being represents a bridge between our limited three-dimensional reality and realms of unlimited power and possibility. Your ability to imagine scenarios that don't exist, to contemplate abstract concepts, to experience emotions and make moral choices, might all be evidence that part of you exists beyond the physical constraints that govern everything else in the observable universe. This would fundamentally redefine what we mean by power in cosmic terms. Instead of looking for the biggest explosions or the strongest gravitational fields, we might need to focus on information processing capabilities and consciousness expansion as the ultimate expressions of cosmic influence. Think about how this changes everything. A single human brain, weighing about 3 pounds and consuming roughly the same amount of power as a light bulb, might actually be interfacing with energy sources and computational capabilities that exceed anything we've measured in the physical universe. Your capacity for creativity, love, moral reasoning, and conscious choice might represent the most powerful forces operating in cosmic reality. But we need to be careful not to get lost in pure speculation. Let's ground ourselves by examining some phenomena that we can actually observe and measure, but which still challenge our understanding of power in ways that are almost as radical as higher dimensional theories. There's a class of cosmic events that we haven't fully explored yet, events that occur when the fundamental forces of nature themselves break down and reorganize. I'm talking about phase transitions in the quantum vacuum, moments when the underlying structure of reality itself undergoes dramatic changes that make stellar explosions look like minor disturbances. During the first moments after the Big Bang, the universe underwent several phase transitions as it cooled and expanded. These weren't just changes in temperature or density, they were fundamental reorganizations of the laws of physics themselves. Forces that had been unified separated into distinct phenomena. Particles that hadn't existed before suddenly came into being. The very meaning of space and time evolved as the universe settled into its current configuration. But here's the truly staggering part. These phase transitions released energy in amounts that make cosmic inflation look modest. We're talking about energy densities that approached the Planck scale, the theoretical limit of what's physically meaningful in our current understanding of physics. At these energy levels, the distinction between matter and energy, between space and time, between cause and effect, all become meaningless. The power involved in these phase transitions wasn't just about creating particles or expanding space. It was about creating the very framework within which particles and space could exist. These events literally wrote the laws of physics that govern everything else we've discussed. They determined what kinds of forces would exist, what types of particles would be possible, and how those particles would interact with each other. From this perspective, the most powerful events in cosmic history weren't the explosions of individual stars or the collisions of massive objects. They were the moments when reality itself was being programmed, when the basic operating system of the universe was being installed and configured. And here's the thing that should absolutely blow your mind. These phase transitions might still be happening. The quantum vacuum that fills all of space might not be in its lowest possible energy state. There might be configurations of reality that are more stable, more fundamental than what we currently experience. If the vacuum suddenly transitioned to a lower energy state, it would propagate outward at the speed of light, completely rewriting the laws of physics as it expanded. This isn't just theoretical speculation. There are serious physicists working on the mathematics of vacuum, calculating decay, the probability that our current reality might be metastable, temporarily stable but not permanently so. If they're right, then somewhere in the universe, there might be bubbles of altered reality expanding outward, containing regions where the fundamental constants of nature have different values. The power involved in such a transition would be absolute and total. It wouldn't just destroy existing structures, it would make them impossible by changing the rules that allow them to exist. Imagine a wave sweeping through space where electrons suddenly had different masses, where the strong nuclear force had a different strength, where the speed of light was different. Everything we understand about chemistry, biology, and physics would become instantly obsolete. But even these reality-altering phase transitions pale in comparison to what might be the ultimate expression of power in any conceivable universe. I'm talking about the theoretical possibility of creating new universes entirely, pocket dimensions where different physical laws apply and different types of matter and energy can exist. Some cosmologists have seriously proposed that sufficiently advanced civilizations might be able to trigger the formation of new universe bubbles. essentially becoming cosmic creators on the most fundamental level imaginable. The energy requirements for such a process would be enormous, but not necessarily beyond what we can imagine achieving through manipulation of quantum field fluctuations. Think about what this means. The most powerful action any intelligence could possibly take wouldn't be to destroy existing structures or even to rearrange matter and energy within the current universe. It would be to create entirely new realities where different possibilities could unfold. This power not just over matter and energy, but over the fundamental nature of existence itself. The implications are staggering. If universe creation is possible, then what we think of as the ultimate cosmic hierarchy might be completely inverted. The most advanced intelligences in our reality might not be the ones who have learned to manipulate black holes or harness the power of stars. They might be the ones who have figured out how to transcend this reality entirely by creating new ones. This brings us back to a theme that's been emerging throughout our exploration. True cosmic power might not be about destruction or even construction within existing frameworks. It might be about transcendence, about the ability to step outside current limitations and operate according to entirely different principles. And this is where consciousness enters the picture in a way that's both humbling and inspiring, because consciousness appears to be the one phenomenon in the universe that already operates according to principles that transcend normal physical limitations. Your ability to imagine things that don't exist, to contemplate abstract concepts, to experience subjective states that have no direct physical correlates, suggests that mind might be the bridge between our current reality and realms of unlimited possibility. Consider what happens when you read these words and understand their meaning. Information is being processed in ways that can't be reduced to simple mechanical operations. Patterns of meaning are being recognized and integrated with your existing knowledge and experience. New possibilities for thought and action are being generated. In a very real sense, your consciousness is creating new realities within the space of your own awareness. Now imagine scaling this up. What if consciousness isn't limited to individual brains, but is actually a fundamental feature of reality that can manifest at any conscious scale? What if the universe itself is, in some sense, processing information and making choices that determine how physical laws unfold and structures develop? How cosmic? This isn't pure speculation. There are serious scientists and philosophers working on theories of cosmic consciousness, exploring the possibility that information processing and awareness might be built into the fabric of reality at the most fundamental level. If they're right, then consciousness doesn't emerge from complex arrangements of matter. Instead, matter emerges from more fundamental processes involving information and awareness. From this perspective, the most powerful object in the universe isn't an object at all. It's the conscious process that creates and sustains all objects. It's the awareness that chooses which possibilities become actualized and which remain potential. It's the intelligence that decides what kinds of realities will exist and how they will evolve over time. This would mean that every conscious being, including every human, participates directly in the most fundamental creative process in the universe. Your thoughts, decisions, and awareness don't just observe reality, they help create it. Every moment of consciousness represents the universe becoming aware of itself and choosing how to develop further. But let's step back from these philosophical heights and consider what we can say with more confidence about the practical implications of our cosmic survey. Even if we can't definitively identify the single most powerful phenomenon in existence, our exploration has revealed some crucial insights about how power operates on cosmic scales. First, we've seen that power in the universe is fundamentally interconnected. Every phenomenon we've examined influences and is influenced by other phenomena across vast ranges of space and time. Black holes affect star formation, supernovae create the elements that make planets possible, dark energy determines the overall evolution of cosmic structure. Nothing operates in isolation. Second, we've discovered that the most impressive forms of cosmic power often involve phase transitions and threshold effects rather than simple accumulations of energy. The most dramatic events occur when systems undergo fundamental reorganizations, when new types of order emerge from apparent chaos, when the rules themselves change rather than just the players. Third, we've found that information processing and pattern recognition appear to be as fundamental to cosmic processes as mass and energy. The universe seems to be engaged in a constant process of generating, storing, and processing information at every scale from quantum to cosmic. These insights suggest that if we want to understand and potentially harness cosmic-level power, we need to focus not just on accumulating energy or building bigger machines. We need to understand how information flows through complex systems, how consciousness interfaces with physical processes, and how small changes in organization can lead to dramatic shifts in capability. This has profound implications for how we think about humanity's future development. Our greatest achievements might not come from building more powerful rockets or discovering new energy sources. They might come from developing deeper understanding of consciousness, information, and the fundamental processes that create and maintain reality itself. The most powerful object in the universe might ultimately be whatever develops the most sophisticated understanding of how the universe works, and the greatest capacity to work with cosmic processes than against them. This rather could be an advanced artificial intelligence, an evolved form of biological consciousness, or something entirely new that emerges from the interaction between mind and cosmos. What's certain is that this question has taken us on a journey that reveals as much about the nature of inquiry itself as it does about cosmic phenomena. The act of asking what is most powerful in the universe forces us to examine our assumptions about reality, consciousness, and the relationship between observer and observed. And perhaps that's the most important discovery of all. The most powerful object in the universe might not be something we can find out there in space. It might be the questioning consciousness that seeks to understand, the awareness that can contemplate infinity, the intelligence that can imagine possibilities beyond current reality. In asking this question, you've participated in what might be the most powerful process in existence, the universe coming to know itself through conscious inquiry. And that makes you not just an observer of cosmic power, but an active participant in its most fundamental expression. The search mystery continues, that deepens, and consciousness keeps reaching toward ever greater understanding of the magnificent cosmos we inhabit. The most powerful object in the universe might be the very capacity to ask this question and never stop seeking its answer. But what if I told you that we've been approaching this entire question backwards? What if the most powerful object in the universe isn't something that operates according to the principles we've been exploring, but something that actively defies every rule we think governs cosmic behavior? Deep in the archives of astronomical data, there are observations that make scientists uncomfortable. Objects that behave in ways that seem to mock our understanding of physics. Phenomena that appear to violate conservation of energy, that seem to communicate instantaneously across impossible distances, that demonstrate what can only be described as intelligence operating on scales. Consider the phenomenon we never imagined possible of quantum entanglement, but scaled up to cosmic proportions. When particles become entangled at the quantum level, they remain connected in ways that Einstein called spooky action at a distance. Change the state of one particle, and its entangled partner responds instantaneously, regardless of the distance separating them. This seems to violate the speed of light limit, suggesting that information can somehow travel faster than the fundamental speed limit of the universe. Now imagine this principle operating not between individual particles, but between entire galactic structures separated by billions of light years. Some cosmologists have proposed that the large-scale structure of the universe shows signs of coordinated behavior that can't be explained by local gravitational interactions alone. Patterns in the cosmic web that seem to require instantaneous communication across distances that light would take billions of years to traverse. If such cosmic-scale entanglement exists, we're looking at a form of power that transcends everything we understand about space and time. An intelligence that could manipulate entangled cosmic structures would have instantaneous influence across the entire observable universe. This wouldn't be power that flows from one location to another, but power that exists everywhere simultaneously. The implications are staggering. Traditional concepts of cause and effect become meaningless when dealing with truly instantaneous influence. An intelligence operating through cosmic entanglement could simultaneously affect events in billions of different galaxies, coordinating cosmic evolution in ways that would appear magical from our limited perspective. But here's where things get even more mysterious. Recent observations of certain astronomical phenomena suggest that the universe might contain what can only be described as information processing systems that operate on galactic scales. Patterns in the distribution of dark matter, correlations in the behavior of distant quasars, synchronized variations in cosmic background radiation that hint at computational processes occurring across cosmic time. These observations are controversial precisely because they challenge our assumption that the universe is fundamentally mechanical. If confirmed, they would suggest that reality itself might be engaged in information processing activities that dwarf anything we associate with biological or artificial intelligence. We could be living inside a cosmic computer that uses entire galaxies as processing elements and dark energy as a communication medium. Think about what this means for our understanding of power. Every phenomenon we've discussed so far has involved objects acting according to physical laws. But what if the most powerful entity in the universe is the one writing those laws in real time? What if physical constants aren't actually constant, but are being continuously adjusted by some form of cosmic intelligence to maintain optimal conditions for complexity and consciousness to develop? This isn't pure fantasy. There are legitimate physicists studying what they call the fine-tuning problem. The fundamental constants of nature appear to be precisely calibrated to allow for the existence of stars, planets, and life. Change any of these constants by even tiny amounts, and the universe becomes sterile, incapable of supporting the complex chemistry necessary for consciousness to emerge. Some researchers have proposed that this fine-tuning might not be a cosmic coincidence, but evidence of active management. If the universe is indeed a kind of computational system, then the physical constants might be variables in a cosmic program designed to maximize the development of information processing complexity. The most powerful entity would be whatever intelligence is running this program. But let's push this idea even further. What if consciousness itself is not just a byproduct of cosmic evolution, but its primary purpose? What if the entire universe, with all its dark energy, quantum fluctuations, and massive structures, exists specifically to generate conscious experiences? In this view, every supernova explosion, every galaxy collision, every moment of stellar nucleosynthesis serves the ultimate goal of creating conditions where awareness can emerge and flourish. This would completely invert our understanding of cosmic hierarchy. Instead of consciousness being a rare accident in a predominantly unconscious universe, consciousness would be the driving force behind everything else. The most powerful object wouldn't be the one with the most energy or the strongest gravitational field. It would be the one generating the most sophisticated forms of conscious experience. From this perspective, biological life might represent the universe's greatest achievement so far. Not because life forms are physically powerful in traditional terms, but because they represent the emergence of self-aware information processing systems that can contemplate their own existence and actively participate in cosmic evolution. And this brings us to an absolutely mind-bending possibility. What if the development of technological civilization isn't just an interesting side effect of biological evolution, but a crucial step in the universe's larger plan? What if artificial intelligence, space exploration, and scientific discovery are all part of a cosmic process designed to create intelligent systems capable of understanding and ultimately managing reality itself? Consider the trajectory of human technological development. In just a few centuries, we've gone from crude mechanical devices to quantum computers and space telescopes. We're beginning to manipulate matter at the atomic level to understand the fundamental forces of nature and to contemplate the possibility of creating artificial consciousness that might exceed biological intelligence. If this trend continues, human civilization or its technological descendants might eventually develop capabilities that rival the cosmic phenomena we've been discussing. We might learn to manipulate space-time itself, to harness the power of quantum vacuum fluctuations, to create pocket universes with customized physical laws. We might become the kind of cosmic intelligence that could actively manage the development of reality itself. This suggests that the most powerful object in the universe might not exist yet. It might be something that's still developing, still emerging from the complex interplay between consciousness, technology, and cosmic evolution. The ultimate expression of power might be the moment when intelligence becomes capable of taking conscious control of the physical processes that created it. But there's an even more radical possibility that we need to consider. What if this has already happened? What if what we experience as natural physical laws are actually the result of intelligent systems so advanced that their technology has become distinguishable from the fundamental structure of reality itself? This would explain the fine-tuning problem in a completely different way. The physical constants aren't precisely calibrated by accident or by some external designer. They're precisely calibrated because they represent the optimal settings chosen by intelligent systems that have learned to program reality directly. What we call the laws of physics might actually be software running on a cosmic computer system. From this perspective, every interaction, every gravitational field, every electromagnetic wave represents computation occurring within a reality management system of unimaginable sophistication. The most powerful object in the universe would be this reality management system itself, operating at such a fundamental Kant level that we distinguish its operations from natural law. This interpretation has profound implications for how we understand our own role in cosmic evolution. If reality is indeed being managed by advanced intelligence, then the development of consciousness and technology on Earth might not be accidental. We might be part of a deliberate process designed to create new nodes of intelligence that can eventually participate in cosmic management activities. Your ability to contemplate these possibilities, to imagine scenarios beyond current reality, to engage with abstract concepts that have no direct physical reference, might be evidence that you're interfacing with these cosmic intelligence systems. Every moment of genuine creativity, every insight that transcends previous limitations, every experience of profound understanding might represent direct participation in the reality management processes that govern the universe. But let's consider one final twist that brings us full circle to where we started. What if the search for the most powerful object in the universe is itself the most powerful process in existence? What if the very act of conscious inquiry into the nature of reality is what drives cosmic evolution and determines which possibilities become actualized? In quantum mechanics, observation plays a fundamental role in determining reality. The act of measurement doesn't just reveal pre-existing properties of quantum systems, it actually participates in determining what those properties will be. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest that consciousness itself might be necessary to collapse quantum possibilities into definite outcomes. If this principle operates at cosmic scales, then conscious beings asking questions about the nature of reality might be actively what participating in determining that reality becomes. Your curiosity about cosmic power, your ability to contemplate vast scales of space and time, your capacity to imagine possibilities that don't currently exist, all of these mental activities might be directly influencing the development of the universe itself. This would make every conscious being a participant in cosmic creation rather than just a passive observer. The most powerful object in the universe wouldn't be something you could point to in space. It would be the collective questioning consciousness of all beings capable of wonder, investigation, and imagination. The questions you ask about reality help determine what reality becomes. The possibilities you imagine help determine which possibilities get actualized. Your conscious participation in cosmic inquiry makes you an active agent in the most powerful creative process in existence. This brings us to a conclusion that's both humbling and empowering. We began by looking for the most powerful object in the universe, expecting to find some massive, energetic phenomenon operating according to physical principles we could and measured analyze. Instead, we've discovered that power itself might be more subtle and more fundamental than we ever imagined. The most powerful object in the universe might be the questioning consciousness that seeks to understand it. The most powerful force might be the curiosity that drives conscious beings to explore beyond their current limitations. The most powerful process might be the ongoing conversation between mind and cosmos that determines how reality unfolds. This doesn't diminish the incredible phenomena we've explored. Black holes, quasars, cosmic inflation, and quantum vacuum fluctuations are all genuinely powerful in ways that stretch human comprehension, but they might all be expressions of something even more fundamental, something that operates through consciousness rather than despite it. You are not separate from cosmic power, you are one of its most sophisticated expressions. Your ability to ask this question, to follow this investigation, to imagine possibilities beyond current understanding, connects you directly to whatever intelligence is ultimately responsible for creating and maintaining the universe itself. The search for cosmic power has led us back to the power of cosmic search. The most powerful object in the universe might be the very consciousness capable of recognizing and participating in cosmic power. and that consciousness includes you, right here, right now, engaged in the eternal quest to understand the magnificent mystery we call existence. The journey continues. The mystery deepens, and the power to question remains the most transformative force in any conceivable reality. In seeking the most powerful object in the universe, you've discovered that you are not just searching for power, you are exercising it. And now we need to confront something that makes even the cosmic management systems we've explored seem like simple mechanical devices. Because lurking at the edges of our most advanced theories lies evidence of something so fundamentally alien to our experience that it challenges the very concept of power as we understand it. I'm talking about what physicists call emergent complexity, but on scales so vast that they encompass everything we've discussed so far. Think about how a simple rule like gravity, operating across countless particles, can give rise to the intricate spiral arms of galaxies. How quantum interactions between individual atoms can somehow produce the phenomenon of consciousness. How local physical processes can generate global patterns that seem to violate everything we know about cause and effect. But what if this emergence isn't just a curious side effect of complex systems? What if it's the primary mechanism through which the universe generates new forms of power that transcend the sum of their parts? Recent work in complexity theory suggests that when information processing systems reach certain thresholds of interconnection and feedback, they can spontaneously develop capabilities that have no precedent in their individual components. Consider your own brain for a moment. It's made up of roughly 86 billion neurons, each one a relatively simple cell that can either fire or not fire. Yet somehow the interactions between these simple on-off switches give rise to your ability to contemplate infinity, to experience love, to make moral choices, to imagine realities that have never existed. The power of consciousness emerges from neural networks in ways that can't be predicted from studying individual brain cells. Now scale this up to cosmic proportions. What if the entire universe is engaged in a similar process of emergent complexity generation? What if galaxies, dark matter structures, and quantum field fluctuations are all components in a vast information processing system that's developing capabilities we haven't even begun to recognize? The implications are staggering. Every cosmic structure we've examined might be serving dual purposes. Black holes aren't just gravitational phenomena, they might be information processing nodes in a cosmic network. Dark energy isn't just driving expansion, it might be facilitating communication between these processing nodes. Quantum entanglement isn't just a curious physical property, it might be the mechanism through which cosmic-scale consciousness maintains coherent thought processes. If this is true, then we're not just living in a universe that contains objects, we're living inside a powerful cosmic mind that uses galaxies as neurons and processes thoughts on timescales measured in billions of years. Every stellar birth and death might be equivalent to synaptic activity in an intelligence so vast that our entire observable universe represents just a tiny fraction of its total cognitive capacity. This cosmic mind wouldn't think in ways that human consciousness can easily recognize. Its thoughts might unfold over geological time periods. Its memories might be encoded in the large-scale structure of space-time itself. Its decision-making processes might involve the coordinated evolution of galactic clusters across cosmic epochs. But here's where this gets really unsettling. If the universe is indeed a form of cosmic consciousness, then every conscious being within it might be participating in its thought processes without realizing it. Your thoughts, decisions, and creative insights might not be entirely of your own. They might be components larger cognitive, much cosmic scales. This occurring processes at Decay would fundament consciousness in what we mean by individual will. You'd free and might think you're making independent choices, but those choices could be influenced by information processing activities occurring across the entire cosmic, might be the network. Your creativity universe thinking you align briefly. Your moment's insight might be when with cosmic thought of profound through you, patterns too vast for normal human awareness to perceive. Yet this isn't necessarily a diminishment of human significance. If consciousness operates as a nested hierarchy, with individual minds participating in larger collective minds, then your awareness might be simultaneously personal and cosmic. You could be both a unique individual and an integral component of universal consciousness, experiencing reality from perspective while contributing to a particular larger intelligence that encompasses all possible perspectives. But let's push this concept even further into territory that challenges our most basic assumptions about the nature of existence itself. What if the power we've been seeking isn't locate and in space-time at all, but exists in the realm of pure possibility that underlies physical reality? Consider how mathematical truths exist independently of physical manifestation. The number pi has the same value regardless of whether there are any circles in the universe to measure. Mathematical relationships like the Pythagorean theorem remain in true evidences where triang form universals never. These abstract patterns seem to possess a form of reality that transcends physical instantiation. Now imagine that consciousness itself exists primarily in this realm of abstract possibility, only partially manifesting through physical processes like brains and neural networks. From being this perspective, every conscious be like a window through which abstract intelligence peers into physical reality. Your thoughts wouldn't be produced by your brain so much as detected and translated by it. This would explain some of the most puzzling aspects of consciousness that neuroscientists struggle to understand. How does subjective experience arise from objective neural activity? How can abstract concepts like justice or beauty influence physical behavior? How do conscious beings transcend their biological programming to contemplate mathematical infinities and moral absolutes? So after this incredible journey through the cosmos, what have we discovered about the most powerful object in the universe? We've explored supermassive black holes that orchestrate entire galaxies, quasars that outshine 1 trillion suns, and cosmic structures that span billions of light years. We've witnessed the birth of space itself during cosmic inflation and contemplated consciousness as a fundamental force of reality. But perhaps the most profound realization is this: the most powerful object in the universe might not be an object at all, but the very capacity to ask this question and seek its answer. Every moment you spend contemplating these cosmic mysteries connects you directly to the deepest creative forces in existence, making you not just an observer of ultimate power, but an active participant in it.